Oh my God. Welcome to the Boondoggle, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, all at once. I'm one of your hosts, Mike James. You probably know me already. And with me from here on out is my good man, John Romero. John, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, you know.
Can we cheers? Cheers. We should have done green tea shots or something.
Yeah, we should have. First of all, why do you have a plastic cup?
What
are you, 5 years old?
I think I do spill a lot. No, yeah. I like volume in my drinks. Yeah. Behind the cameras is our good man, George Frito. George, how you doing?
Aloha. Fantastic. Great. I'm eating pepperonis.
Sponsor is Last Chance for the pepperonis. John, how was your week, man? You good?
It's good.
Yeah.
Nothing too.
What'd you do today? You went to church?
Church.
Yeah. Get right.
Yeah. Persian food after.
All good stuff. So. What is Persian food? I don't even...
Shish kebabs.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Had a shish kebab. Kobede is another big Persian food. So.
Okay.
That's what we went with.
Okay. Yeah. And then good drinks or just kind of just food?
Yeah, just food.
George, how's your Sunday? Besides trying to fix all our technical issues, which we love you for.
I'm getting paid in pepperoni, so it's good. It's a good Sunday.
But those are good. The best pepperoni you ever had, by the way.
Lunchables still beat them out. But.
Ooh. Can I tell you that I hated when there was a big uproar that there was like, did you know Lunchables have like metal in them? And I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm not eating it for nutritional value. I'm doing it because I'm either drunk or high, or I'm 9.
I thought you said you hated it when the rich kids had Lunchables and you're just there with her.
Can I say, growing up, what signaled to me as a rich kid is when you had the Lunchable with dessert and a napkin. I just had the entree. That's my thing. But I would say I know there's like pizza Lunchables, which I never messed around. Do you?
No, because just what are you eating, raw dough? Like at that point, like if you're like
you don't like to eat it raw?
No.
Same, dude.
Only on weekends.
Only cold meat. Nice.
Roast beef.
Well, this podcast, what we do or what we want to do is I met John at a bar drinking, and we just always love to talk about random stuff, trying to make each other laugh. So we thought we'd bring that to a podcast format. And so George, who is behind the cameras, is going to tell us about the topic we want to talk about. And if you have any topics that you want us to have us talk about, joke about, message John because I don't have time. Do you have should we make you an Instagram handle just for a podcast, or sure, do you want it? Do you want people
podcast, John?
Podcast.
Do you want normal people, regular people to find you? Yeah. No, yeah, all right.
Not the bots.
As long as they show porn. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. We're trying to do little by little here. We have 2 cameras right now. It will grow once we get a couple followers. But yeah, George, let's hit us with the first topic.
Topic number 1. Group of people removed from society.
A group of people that should be removed from society.
So this is your topic, so I think you should...
you want me to go first?
Read it off, yeah.
I will go with... First of all, there's many people, many groups. I'll go with if you do not return your shopping cart all the way to the designated shopping cart return thing, you can go ahead and leave. You shouldn't be part of society. You've already told me enough that you're a terrible human being. You're probably a bad parent. I don't know why.
Probably, yeah.
I remember where years ago I kind of posted or went ranting about this, and a friend of mine was like, well, wait for the day you have a crying baby or crying children, and I'm like, I'm still going to let them cry. I still would rather be a good person of society. So those are wait, hold on. You're awfully quiet. Are you not
No, I was waiting. I didn't want to interrupt. Are you one of those people that also, if you see a cart off to the side, will you grab that one and put it back?
I will. But I have to be on my way. If it's on the other side, no, that's for the employees that get paid for it. Yeah. But no, yeah, if it's on.
No, I like doing trick shots when I'm returning it into the like making the curved cart,
sending it. Yeah, I would say those are a group. Outside of that, more recently, I'm gonna have to go with people on bicycles. They're just really, I don't know. They just act like they're cars. Like that's what bugs me when you're like a bicyclist that like clamp your feet in and you're in like the left turn lane where cars are at. I'm like, just use the crosswalks, man.
I don't know. I kind of like Lance Armstrong's story. It would have a whole different vibe to it.
No, those are those. Like, you know what? Let me go back. How about the people that do head to toe? They do the whole fucking get up of the Lance Armstrong get up. Like they're in Tour de France, but it's Tour de Eastvale.
Are they really affecting like your everyday life? Like, I get the cart thing. Like, yeah, that's
right.
Kind of rude to people working at the stores. The bicycle, they're just trying to get a good workout in, get some cardio in. Like,
I don't know. I just. Are you going to do that if you take up bicycling? Are you going to? Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Because you're a normal human being that doesn't mind wind resistance, which would give you a better workout, I would say.
True.
And I don't know what they're training for. Yeah, I don't. That's my old man rant. What about you? Who can we remove?
When you sent me this yesterday, the first thing that came to mind was women, not just women, women that say they
women.
Yeah, just
dot
women.
dot dot.
That say they don't date you unless you're 6 feet or taller.
Ooh.
I would just eliminate them. I don't know, and I know for you that it's not an issue. Obviously.
No, I like those girls.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like, why does that have to matter? Like,
right.
It's not something I can change.
I would agree with you, and the reason I agree is there's obviously going to be hypocrisy to it. Like, if it's okay for them to be like, you have to meet this physical standard,
yeah.
but if you put a physical standard on them, they're just like a piece of shit.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Like, why would you judge me for that? Well, you can change that. I can't change the feet that I.
Has any girl have told you like, John, you're great? I would, but you had to be this tall to ride. No,
it's never happened.
they made exceptions for you.
I'm the exception to the rule. That's really the only people I could.
No, there's more. There's more.
Yeah,
we'll probably think of more as we still go through this one. But yeah, those are the top two people that dress like they're Lance Armstrong and then don't return the shopping cart.
I think that one's a little far out there.
No,
the bicycle one.
I don't know. Because like I do like fitness, I do work out, and I do recognize that like CrossFit is ridiculous. But I would argue that people that are. How about this? Have you seen those old white people doing like the bouncing moon shoes as exercise? Yeah. They're kind of next on my.
And like, where did that come from? Like the bike thing? Like, is it just like you were on the road and you're just like, like, can you go any faster?
It's that, and like I've gotten flipped off by a lot of bicyclists because I guess I came too close to their precious Schwinn bike. I don't know.
Oh, those bikes are pretty expensive.
No, they are. I've heard mountain bikes are like $1,500. I'm like, just fucking get a. What did I have growing? A Huffy?
Yeah.
They still make those?
I don't know if they do, but they might.
Yeah, I feel like this is a topic too to bring up to women because I think women have a laundry list.
Totally. Yeah. And I feel like they wouldn't make sense too.
Oh, 100%. They just be like people that write left-handed, and I'm just like, that's weird. All right, George, hit us with whatever you deem necessary.
Jews. Oh,
That was
I thought you were asking for my opinion.
Which way, buddy? Real quick, what would you say? Who would you add to throw in a pit of fire?
People who make ugly babies.
Ooh, that's good.
They're not helping anybody.
You could argue that they are helping other ugly babies too.
Lowering the standard? That doesn't help anybody.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously Hitler was a bad guy, but when he was trying to make like the ultimate race of like blonde hair, blue eye, I'm like, that's my alley. That was my go-to in high school because I was surrounded by white people. So, I mean, yeah, we want diversity, I guess. All right, hit us, George.
Topic number 2. Hidden talents.
I wish I had that one of doing what you just did.
To be honest, you did that the first time, and I thought it was a sound. And then I looked over and was like, "Whoa, he's did that."
And then you know what I thought? I was like, so he can't load our intro song, but he can load his
own
sounds. Way to go, George Ferrito.
Hidden talents.
I don't think this is me. This is it. I don't have any hidden
I was
talents.
watching a video yesterday, and they had a hula hoop and say the alphabet backwards. And some people got the alphabet backwards, so I was just curious if you had any hidden talents that.
Would you call that a talent, though?
doing the alphabet backwards, like it's not really a talent, but like
It's like a parlor
I
trick you
feel
could
like,
do.
yeah, it's like maybe hidden talents wasn't the right word. It was something that you do that's kind of
A useless skill. I don't have any that I could think of. I could. I'm not gonna do it now. Is someone told me because I can roll my tongue into like a taco that not like a vast majority of people can't do. Yeah,
Yeah. I think I've read that as well.
and which to me is that I'm like a useless talent I have. I taught myself when I was like 8 years old. This is before internet, kids. This is how old I am. I taught myself over 2 days of summer, being home alone, to juggle, and I could juggle up to 5, 6 objects. I say that's useless because I only do it now to entertain my baby or my niece. Yeah. And then this is not a talent, but they're saying that if your thumb goes back, this is called hitchhiker's thumb. And again, only like 10%, 15% could do this. Oh, I don't know. Again, not a talent, not a skill that I would boast about, but those are my. Yeah, I got to think about that. What about you? Other than just drinking 9 beers and be totally fine. That's a great skill.
It is useless. I can name the college that every quarterback in the NFL went to. Like you can tell me a quarterback and tell you like off the top. I went through it yesterday. 66 quarterbacks went to played in the NFL yesterday. I went through them. I named them all like in like 5 minutes. Even I think it was less than that, but.
I didn't know autism was a special skill. That's pretty good. Yeah. You are sports autistic, and I love it though because I need someone when we're watching games like, hey, who was blah blah blah, and then you're like, yeah, oh yeah, definitely O.J. Simpson. Yeah, it's just.
Why did it have to be O.J. first of all? The first sports.
Did you know he was sick at all? By the way, off topic, I didn't know he was sick.
He announced like 2 months ago, like he had some kind of cancer.
Oh, I guess I don't know. I know he's on Twitter, or he was on Twitter, and I thought that was wild. That like X,
formerly known as X.
Yeah, no, it's Twitter. Do you call it X?
No.
Yeah, no, it's Twitter. Yeah, I didn't know he was sick, but no, you are really good at recalling sports facts. Years ago, autism is we should embrace it. I don't have that skill. I have a bad memory. I'm 41.
Yeah.
So
hey, you're great with names. I've figured that out.
Yeah.
But did you have me as your phone for a long time?
I had you as. I think it was
just sports autism at Boondoggle.
I know. I think when I had you on my phone, it was John, but I think I already had other John in my phone, so I think you were John Darian because I think I talked to Darian before I really started talking with you. What was I in your phone? Haley's tall friend.
Mike, real name. Your real last.
Oh, that was a real name.
Yeah, your real name. That is my real name.
I can't think of any other useless skill. But I mean,
can you do the alphabet backwards though?
Oh, 100% no. That's why, like, when they said like when you were growing up and they talked about what a sobriety test would be, I'd be like, I'd fail that 100% sober. Yeah. Like I don't know what the whole like stand on one foot and touch your nose. Yeah. Have you tried that? No. Have you tried walking in a straight line sober? This shit sucks, dude. I can't do the alphabet backwards. I'm trying to think of there's someone at the bar that I forgot what their skill is, but it's just like, I don't know what you want to call skill or talent. What would you say? Like talent is like shooting a 3 and making it 8 out of 10 times. That's a talent.
You said shooting, did not know what your next word was gonna be after you said shooting. I was like, well,
some of these school shooting stats I'm not really impressed by. But yeah,
shooting a 3 isn't that. I mean,
I think it's really how many 3s do you think you can make out of 10?
Out of 10,
10 straight away 3s.
Straight away.
But you see the backboard, gave you confidence.
4.
You can make 4 out of 10. Yeah. Okay, I would say I'd say that's a skill.
Making 4.
Making 4.
And are we doing like NBA or are we doing like?
Because what's NBA like?
It's like 27 feet. I want to say.
No. But with their accuracy, isn't it like 60? Isn't it like 60?
It's about 40. I mean.
So you're saying you're almost as good?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Straight up, but they're being guarded. I'm saying I can do it without
okay
any pressure like of somebody coming and trying to block it. If you're trying to block it, I'd probably make 1.
Okay.
Like in a real game.
Right.
But if we're just like we go to the park down the street, I can make 4.
Okay, 4 out of 10. I like that. I think that's more believable than Dan at the bar. So we have a drinking friend, and he is, how old is Dan? I don't know.
55, I want to say.
55. He drinks daily. He golfs. I think he golfs. He's retired? I don't know what it is.
Retired. He's like in IT stuff.
He golfs all the time. He says that he can make a 30-yard field goal on it, like no defense or whatever. And I know 30 doesn't sound like that far, but it's kind of far, you know?
It's 30 yards, I think, last time I checked.
That's what we're at. And so we all have a $100 bet against him. He's up to like 2,500.
Allegedly.
Will
it ever happen?
That's another bet.
Yeah.
Do you think you could do a 30-yard?
No.
No?
I've tried before. I've failed miserably.
I think I could.
As a high school soccer player, I still could.
Could you make a soccer ball?
Yeah.
But just not football?
Not a football. I can't figure out the angle of kicking football.
George, can you make a 30-yard field goal?
Yeah, for sure. Dude. Yeah.
I'm telling you. But I'm just saying, but the reason Dan can't is because he's drunk. He's drunk half the time, more than half the time we see him. Yeah. And he'll be drunk the day of. So that's why I say he can do it. I think George can do it too. But yeah. All right, George, hit us with the next one.
Topic number 3. Money not saving your pet.
So yesterday, I had to take our 15-year-old dog, Luna, to the vet. And I was sitting there looking at, judging other dogs to see if they were going to get bad news. And I wondered, what dollar amount does the vet have to come back to me and be like, hey, good news, we can save Luna, but it's going to cost X amount of dollars. And I was thinking, what amount do I say, you know what? No. And it's different for everyone because we all have different pets. They're all at different ages. Luna is a 70-pound, almost like a shepherd herding dog kind of mix. And she's near the end. She's got bad hips. She's got a bad eye. She's starting to, her hair's going. So I paid $600 just for them to tell me, like, hey, your dog is just old and peeing everywhere because that's what she wants. They came back. They called me a couple hours later saying, hey, for $600 more, we could send her blood to get tested, and then we can know kind of what's going on with her liver. Me and my wife declined. So I'm going to say if the vet came back and saying, hey, $1,500, we'll fix her pet and she'll live 2 more years. Anything under that, I'd say, you know what, let's do it. But if it's like $1,505, be like, that's just God's plan, you know? Yeah. God needs more dogs.
15 and 1 penny.
And for doing prices right on this one. What about you? Now you got 3 dogs, and they're young, right?
No, the youngest ones are going to turn 8.
And they're small. They're on the smaller side. They're like 20 pounds.
15 to 20.
Okay.
Because that was my question too. Is like money is spent, but do they tell you, okay, yeah, we're going to save your dog for 2 days?
Right.
But if you give me at least 2 years.
If they came back and they're like, John,
2 years, yeah.
All 3 dogs. Let's just say all 3 dogs. We can. Good news is we can save your dogs for 2 more years. It's $2,500 per dog.
So I have a care credit card. The max on that is $3,400. I think that's what it is. That's what it is. And I got 6 months to pay it off, no interest.
So it's $3,400 total for all dogs. Yeah. Okay, so if you're saying, you know what, for 33 we could save 2 dogs, but one of them you're gonna.
Well, I mean, one of them is the mom to the other, so I'm hoping it's the mom. I mean, obviously it's like, but she's gonna be 13 this year, so smaller dogs do tend to live longer, but yeah, it's whatever the max on that credit card is. That's my.
And it's such a shitty position to be put in because it's like you could tell the vet cares about animals, that's why they do it, but then you have your life and it's costs. I don't know how much eggs cost, but then people are just like, how much it's to be alive. I'm like, yeah, it sucks, like that's why with like Luna, she's 15 years old and this is our last dog for a while. So I'm trying to hold on to her, but yeah, I'm being real. If they came back saying like 1,600, I'm like, yeah, no, I can't.
And I know what the typical answer is get pet insurance because it wouldn't be that much.
And I'm still shocked there is pet insurance. Yeah. I don't know how good it is, but I don't know.
I've looked into it, and I think they cover up to a certain point, like it's like $200-300 that you have to pay, and then the rest like they cover. So
yeah. George, you got pet insurance over there?
I have a gun.
You leave the door open?
Yeah. It's a swinging screen door.
How old's your dog?
13.
And if the vet came back saying $1,000, we can have him or her be alive for another year, and quality of life up and down.
Nah.
Just letting guys see.
So change, but what if the dog is like 2 or 3?
Oh, if they're like young,
yeah, there's the number amount change.
I don't think so. And the only reason is my mom got a 6-month-old puppy, and we think they got, I don't know, whatever disease they get in kennels. Just a popular one.
Parvo.
Kennel cough.
Yeah.
So my mom only had that for the puppy for a month before it died. And my mom, for a month, I think spent like $5,000. Now, obviously, towards the end, they were just like, there's nothing we can do. Like, this dog is not eating, drinking, so we got to put it down. But I do think my mom would probably have forked over more money.
We just start a GoFundMe at any point. For your
that's a topic for another day. GoFundMe. I don't like GoFundMes. I don't know if they're 2 or 3 and you've had them for 2 or 3 years. Maybe.
Yeah, I think my answer I would go the limit of the credit card, and then I would go above it if I had to. If it was younger.
We have drinking friends that are in the veterinarian field, and I asked them one time, I said, do people bring their dogs in to put them down and there's nothing wrong with them? And they were like, all the time, every day. And I was like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be, because we had a dog and we held on too long, and that like we should have put Bella down 2 months before. But now I don't want to be too early. Like, I want to be like, she's just pissing all over my rugs. Let's go ahead and put her out of her misery, which is my misery. But
it's like getting chemo when you don't have cancer.
You're just doing it for the drugs.
No, I heard some lady got that. She got chemo for like 3 months, and they're like, "Oh, we fucked up. You didn't have cancer this whole time."
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the bright side is she's gonna sue.
Yeah,
and she's gonna get a lot of money.
Totally.
Yeah. Oh man, that's like getting hit by a city bus. Oh man, I wish. I can't wait. All right, George, hit us with the next one.
I just had it. I lost it. It's around here. It was a good one. Damn it. Topic number 4: fatherhood.
This is mine.
Yes, you start.
So obviously we just became fathers 8 months ago, and I was just trying to get your general feel of how has it been what you expected it to be and not expected to be, like what?
Honestly, it's one of those. I put this in a sentence, and this was like within a couple weeks of having my son. I love my son. I do now understand when people say like, "Oh, it's a love you'll never know." But you could say that about anything, right? But I do agree.
15-year-old dog.
Yeah. There's people that love to go, to the Alps, and like, it's a feeling you'll never ever. Yeah. I just never. That's not my thing. But so I understand that and feeling now, like, oh yeah, there's this connection I have with him. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I hate being a parent. So I love him. I just hate being a parent. And it's not saying like I hate responsibility. It's just I miss my time. I get like my selfish time. To be a parent, you have to realize like your time is gone. You have to be selfless. And I am selfless. I don't think I'm a selfish person, but I am selfish in ways that maybe suck as being a parent.
I know something you said a while ago. Somebody was like, changing a parent changes you because you can't just go up and go to Disneyland. Mm-hmm. Like I can. It just
takes planning.
It takes planning. Like,
yeah,
and that's totally what it's been. Like you just have to work your schedule around them, basically. Like they run your life at this point.
Yeah, I do think like I do mean this, and I want people to know I love my son. I just want people to know, because I love my son, I can also say being a parent sucks. It's a full-time job, and I hate my regular job that pays me. So I would say
I don't. Anybody watching?
10 out of 10. I would tell people don't have kids, but if you're gonna have kids, have fun, make the best of it. It's not like the worst thing that I think, because I have friends that are anti-kids, and it's not the worst. It's like you said, the worst part is if we want to go to Disneyland, we just gotta plan it like a couple days, even a couple hours. If I've hit you up like, hey, let's go grab drinks, but now it's just like, let's go grab drinks in like 2-3 hours while we figure our shit out. Yeah, that's it. Do you like being a dad?
Oh, I love it. Like,
have you always wanted to be?
Yeah, always.
See, I never did.
You never did.
No.
I just wanted to have. I mean, me and you can say that's what I got.
Yeah.
Look wise, but but something you said you'll never love them like anything else.
Correct.
What if you have the second one? Then it comes that question: who do you love the most?
Which, by the way, I firmly believe there's a favorite.
No, definitely, and that's why I'm scared of having a separate. Because
are you the favorite in your family?
I don't know. Depends on who you ask. I guess.
We're asking your dad. Since I met your dad once and I like him.
You might. I don't know. It depends on the day. But like that's my fear. It's like now I have to pick a favorite. Like the one I want. Like, that's the one I love. Like she's the first. Like now I have to pick a favorite between these two.
Yeah. No. I firmly believe there's a favorite kid in every family. And yes, you're right. It depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
I think my dad probably. I have an older sister. My dad loved my sister. I think because it could be the whole like a father son. You gotta raise them a certain way. He was like kind of hard on me. But if I have a daughter, I think it's just like, how do you not? It's like my little girl. It's my little princess. Yeah. With him, like I have to be like, sorry, man. You gotta. I gotta toughen you up because this world sucks. And I do want to toughen up the girl, my daughter. If we have her, because it's like, yeah, it sucks being a girl too, man. Like it just sucks being alive. You're cool inside this house, but once you leave this house, no one gives.
It's a whole other world.
No one cares about you, man. So
I barely care about you.
Yeah, yeah. That's why you always go to your mom. Yeah, man. Yeah. No, I tell people don't have kids if you can if you can avoid it, but if you do, have fun, man.
It's a roller coaster.
It really is. Yeah. Are you, because you're how old now?
34.
34. I'd say that's a good age to have
33.
kids.
34 in 4 months, but
yeah. Yeah, okay. Do you think there's a benefit or not a benefit to having kids of when you did? Versus like someone that's 23 had kids.
I think so.
Of having kids later?
I feel like it's a benefit, because like when I was younger, I just wanted to party, right? Like, I feel like at least I got to live that out.
Right.
And now, like, it's come to that age where you're more responsible.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I think when you're younger, you have more energy. Like, now I have, like, zero energy. I have to have coffee to just be alive to take care of my kids.
I would say the only fear of having a kid older is when they get older, like, you're so much older.
It's 100%. Yeah. I'm going to be 58 when my kid graduates high school. Yeah. So, but it's one of those, I made shit money at 22, 23. So it's like when, because, me and George, we know some comics who are kids, or who have kids, who are kids too. Yeah. And I'm like, how do you, like, and they have more. They have like 2 or 3. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you living? How's, and so, that gives me like, I'm happy I had kids later, but to your point, I'm going to be like, the old guy on the the T-ball team, like, come on, wearing like knee braces. So I'm happy I had him later. It's you can figure yourself out.
But fatherhood out of 10?
Out of 10, it's cool. It's cool. Father, again, this is different from parenthood. Being a father, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, especially now. I'm not a newborn person. I could definitely say I hated the newborn stage. It's not for me. He's 8 months, and he's, you see it with your daughter. You see their personality. Mm-hmm. Their likes, their dislikes, what makes them laugh, and so that part is really, really fun. So I give it 8 out of 10. It's still like, sometimes
Amateur score about
Yeah.
like,
What?
8.2.
8.2. I take it as a decimal point. How about this? Here's a question: people that are very anti-kids, do you look at them differently, or do you not
No,
care?
I don't care.
You don't care, yeah.
I feel like going back to women over 6 feet, like, hey, to each their own, but
But you're dumb.
But
No, I'm with you too. I think I've gone through my head of the arguments of. I have a couple of friends married that they're like, we'll never want have kids. We don't want kids. Mm-hmm. And I ask them why, and they just say, and the reasons they give me, maybe there's something they're not telling me, but the reasons they give me, I don't fully understand. They're like, when you have kids, you can't travel. I'm like, no, we can travel, but it's just, again, like you said, planning. And I think I'm not a big traveler. So when people are like, well, you don't, when we have kids, we won't be able to travel. I was like, well, that's fine with me because I hate leaving the house. So it's one of those you're assuming that I want to travel, I will say the one thing they are right about is how much they cost in the sense of childcare. Yeah. I don't know if we can hit the reset button on childcare. That shit's terrible.
Or restart your life and get into childcare business. Go back to 23 and get into childcare.
Whatever happened to the neighborhood old lady that just watched everyone and made sure no one died? Yeah. Do they still exist? I don't know. I would totally pay a couple $100 versus for those of you who don't know, I didn't look. My sister, she has on-site childcare at her job in Culver City. Now, maybe it's because it's LA County. I don't know what my sister pays, but she told me about a coworker. She pays $2,000 a month.
I believe it.
For on-site childcare. Yeah. And that's a discount.
Yeah.
And they put on shitty movies like Ghostbusters. So
for the kids.
Figure it out, Sony.
Is it the recent ones or the older ones?
No, it's the recent ones. Okay. Yeah. My sister, I love my sister. She's great at her job, but they just put shitty movies in front of her. Can I get some ice? George, you want kids?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to fatherhood in general.
How many kids? How many kids is 2 kids? How many kids?
Exactly 2.
I knew you were the right person for this job. How many kids is too many kids?
4.
I'd say that's
4 is manageable, but any more than that is is too much.
Even 3 to me gives me anxiety.
But 3 now you have a responsible one. You have one that's gonna be kind of out of pocket, but will still snitch on the youngest one. So they're all kind of watching each other. That's why the Holy Trinity has 3.
Which one were you?
It's the right number. I was the oldest.
Okay. So you had to grow up fast?
Yeah. Yes and no.
I thought you were asking which of the Holy Trinity he was.
Also the oldest, the father.
You were the oldest, right?
Technically, yes, for my parents, but my mom has a prior.
Okay.
Convictions.
My family tree is a little weird. I have a half brother I never met. And he's older than my sister. So if I'm 41, my sister's 40 something. And gotta respect women. So he's got to be 47, 48. And
now you can guess your sister's age.
Yeah, somewhere in between that. She's 5 years older. But yeah, my wife recently asked me. She's like, "Do you want to meet your older brother? Kind of know where you came from?" I forget what movie we recently watched about that. And I just jokingly said, when I become famous comedian, he'll reach out. He'll reach out. I'll take him to a nice steak dinner.
Do you know anything about is he just?
No. I just I assume my dad liked me more because he stuck around. And that's another thing too when you realize oh shit, my dad was to me a great man, a great father, but on the other side of the coin, good man though. Loved him to death. All right, hit me, George.
Topic number.
What's it? Number 4, right?
That was 4 or
5.
5.
So it's topic number 5. Buying a house.
This was you.
George owns a house, and I'm very jealous of him every time. I can honestly say I don't think I'll own a house for the next 5 years. I want to. I think I've been hypnotized, or we have been hypnotized that you need to buy a house. And my friends that have a house kind of talk down to me that I'm renting still. So At this point, though, when your mortgage is going to be what, $5,000, I don't. It's not. No, fuck that. It's so dumb.
Well, at that point, you just have to move out of state. It's not ideal.
What state would you move out to?
Nebraska.
You can get a nice property.
Yeah, probably. Well, yesterday I was reading that in San Jose, California, you have to have an income. I think it was $425,000 to own a house in San Jose. It's the most expensive city.
I saw there was another thing of to have a 2-income, 2 children. It wasn't like Irvine. It wasn't Chino Hills. It was something like something weird in California, like Sacramento or something. Where you
first of all, no,
it like that's why I was like, what's going on? Is it because they're factoring the meth that you have to buy to live in Sacramento? But it was like a weird city where I was like, oh, that's all right.
Was it Concord, California?
Maybe. I want to own a house. I just I don't think I ever will until I get some sort of lottery or I become a famous comedian. You do real estate stuff, right?
Kind of, not really.
Yeah. And you guys want a house? Are you guys like saving for a house? Are you doing that whole thing?
Yeah. So hopefully, but we might have to move out of state.
No, now we gotta do the podcast. First episode in. Now
I'll fly in every time.
Okay. Oh man, but your parents are in Oklahoma.
No, my parents are in liberal Kansas.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I learned there.
Oxymoron.
There's a red state with a city called Liberal Kansas. Oh man, they're gonna be like they must get like shit on by all the other counties around them. Liberal Kansas. I wouldn't leave the state. I love California. I don't care how batshit crazy it gets or how expensive. I love California. I love the weather. I can't wait to see how much George is correct. George is from Hawaii. I'm not a beach person, but to spend I'm going to Hawaii in May. So to spend 7 days in beaches that are like blue, I think it might change me.
You never lived outside of California, have you?
No, I barely have gone outside Chino Hills.
It's just the 71. That's all you.
Because very much I was there before it was pavements. That's how old I am. I think, Jess, she said she would move out of state for sure, but because of comedy reasons, I said it has to be a scene. I don't want to do Austin because I'm so over George. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I'm so over people be like, oh, Austin, Texas is a scene, and all the good comedians are coming here.
Did it become a scene before or after Joe?
I would say it was after. Yeah.
I feel like it was
like there was definitely stops you could do, but now because of him and his club, I have no shame in saying like, yeah, it is a scene now. People have moved out there, but.
Because what's his name? Gil Tony? They moved after too, right?
Yeah, they moved out there. Tom Segura, who I do think is funny, him and his wife. Shane Gillis, who I think is an absolute killer in my opinion. He's out there. But I just don't want to do Texas. I don't hate Texas. I don't hate Austin, but I'm one of those. I've always been like a little stubborn of like following the trends. So if like, oh, this is what everyone's doing, I'm like, that's stupid, you know? So I would probably do Nashville. To have some sort of city life.
I feel like Nashville was like not comedy wise, but like just where people were moving to was always Tennessee and it was always Nashville.
Yeah, no. I mean, I would still see bachelorette parties. That's what they go.
True, yeah.
That's why I want to be there. I'd be like, babe, I got to work. I got to go. And then, I don't know. But outside of that, maybe the Bay Area. Anything with a comedy scene.
Also, you got to make 400. I just told you how much money you have to take.
I don't think it's, I don't know. I think it's, how about this? Owning a house, I'll say it, and this comes from someone that's bitter. I think owning a house is overrated because if shit breaks, I have to fix it now. And like now I just have to be like, hey, landlord,
think about the equity you have.
Oh, man. What do you think about people that say they own their house that are making payments? And that always struck me as odd.
Well, I mean, that's the way it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know why. When I would buy a car, I always had payments. And I was always, to me, I was like, I don't really own it. Because if I stop making payments, the real owner is going to come and take the property away.
Whoever I have a loan with her.
Yeah, exactly. So when people are like, again, these are my smug friends, are like, I own my house. I'm like, you're making payments. Yeah. You got equity. That's great. But you fall in hard times. The real owner is going to come and take that property. So it always made me laugh about like when people say own.
Yeah.
I was like, I get it. I'm jealous. I wish I had it.
Funny,
But
I saw immediately you said, like, back in the day, like, why aren't you kids buying houses? Like, yeah, because you bought your house for 2 stones back in the day. Like, that's why. And you just sold it for $500,000.
there's a great joke by Stavros. He's a comedian, big
Yeah,
guy, Greek guy.
Yeah, I know who he is.
He does a great joke
Big
about
Ravens fan.
he's like, I hate how smug boomers are about buying a house. He's like, when they bought a house was when they won it at a carnival. He does a mime. He does an act out of like someone throwing darts.
Yeah.
And he's just like, sweet, 2-story. Hey, honey, we're moving. My mom, she lives in Chino Hills. She bought the place in 1988 with my dad. She bought it for $130,000. The 2 doors down, they have a pool. We don't. But they're selling it for 1.2. And I was like, what the? Yeah, I'll never own a house.
Not with that attitude.
I hate you, George. You got that equity that we need. All right.
I mean, it's also just a good decision.
I know.
It's just how you live your life.
You want your money to make money for you.
I'd rather wear Jordans on my feet, I guess.
You can do that too.
No, I can't. No.
You can't make money unless you spend money.
By the way, real quick, before you read the next topic, because you've had your daughter, has Darren told you, like, hey, you got to cut back on?
No.
Oh, okay. Lucky. Man, that was the number one thing. As soon as
Jordans.
she's like, hey.
Well, that's why you had to give away your $5,000 Jordans.
Yeah, no. I'm going to get jumped one day. All right, George, hit us.
Topic number 6. Cancel culture.
I like this one.
Yeah, I think we talked about. I mean, you just mentioned Shane Gillis,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously you and George, comedy scene. Do you guys think cancel culture is a real thing? And I mentioned Shane Gillis because everybody said he got canceled, but at the same time, would he have been this big star if he would have stayed on SNL?
Right. Is cancel culture a real thing? I think it is. I think there's people that have done stuff and people took their livelihood away, you know. But then there's exceptions to the rule. Shane Gillis, I think Shane was at the right place at the right time when he got canceled. I think he was at the time where people like, you know what, this is getting out of hand. This is dumb. What did he do? He made a skit 10 years ago and blah, blah. So I think because of that, he was saved. And he's funny, in my opinion. He's funny. But then, there's exceptions to the rule. Louis C.K., I still listen to him. I still think he's funny. He was, what I think he did was not the coolest thing. I don't know if you should lose your paychecks for it, but...
Well, so 2 things happened this week recently. Did you hear about Harvey Weinstein?
Recently?
Yeah.
No, wait, first of all, he's in jail?
Well, one of the verdicts got overturned.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And did they say why?
Because the judge allowed witnesses that shouldn't have testified.
That they're just allowing anyone.
He told me.
He looks like he would. Yeah.
So they're redoing that.
Okay.
And then Kill Tony, he's also got canceled.
See, I think.
And then he got a big vulture piece out of it.
Yeah.
Too, like.
Oh yeah, he's on the cover of not Vogue, but
which one was it?
Variety.
Variety, yeah.
Yeah. Again, I don't think there's 2 layers. When someone says someone got canceled, I guess I did remember. I think it was like a video of Kill Tony going on saying like and doing Asian slurs.
Yeah, Asian one. Yeah.
But
that guy he's like a spy that was here to.
Yeah, and like I think they were cool making jokes in the back and stuff. When you hear those details, you're like, well, okay, so you're just taking the opportunity to maybe boost your own kind of like following and stuff like that. So to me, and then George, chime in if you agree as a comic that like okay, yeah, we heard like Kill Tony's getting canceled, but he never went away. Yeah. He never and
that's my argument is that is that a real thing? Like everybody said, like the whole Bud Light thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, I'm not gonna drink Bud Light, and then 4 months later, Trump's like, oh no, go ahead, drink Bud Light. It's like,
I mean, I just even that's funny to me when people are like, they're like we canceled Bud Light and they were forced to change. They make $66 billion a year. Do you know how much they lost? Because they just lost $1 billion. They just lost $1 billion. Now, again, they might be like, starving in their mansions because of that $1 billion. But I'm like, they were fine. They were going to be fine without that $1 billion.
Like, as a comic, are you scared of like saying any jokes like
I
on
am.
stage?
I am. Yeah.
Like going Michael Richards?
No, not that. I don't think I would go that crazy. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not afraid to be canceled because I don't think I say anything that's too wild. But there are jokes that I have got myself like a motivational speak in my head, like go ahead and say it. This is funny, blah blah blah. And then I'm on an open mic that the buddy system's putting on, and as I'm about to do it, I chicken out because I'm like, I either tell myself it's not gonna be funny or someone might get mad. And when I do it, someone always does. I was trying to do this bit about I'm jealous of like fat people because it's just like you get to eat all the good food. Where me, I have like this weird body dysmorphia. I had like a salad today, and I had a comic friend. Huh? God damn it. We gotta talk about that. I had a comic friend. He's like, "You're kind of punching down," and I'm like, I'm saying they get to have fun, but. Not that anyone would cancel me.
Well, it's funny because I read the Kill Tony article and they asked him like, would you ever apologize for what you said? He's like, no. It's like either you take it or leave. Like, and I feel like that's the mentality you have to have. Both of you guys is just like.
I'm letting you know right now, you're gonna have the same. If you're gonna be on this podcast, you're gonna have the same mentality.
Well, it's funny. That's part of the reason I brought up is like one of my biggest fears is me getting canceled for saying something on here.
I mean. George has been doing comedy longer than me. I'm sure you've had to, or no. I don't think you have. I'm sure, George, someone has requested an apology for something you've said.
Not something I've said on stage, no.
just in everyday life.
Yeah, just living life for sure. It's my favorite thing to tell people they're not funny. Absolutely.
Yeah. George,
I don't think cancel culture is new. I think cancel culture is just Gen Z's word for accountability.
Yeah,
true.
So I don't have a problem with it. Cancel if you want. That's some people's personalities, sure, but I don't think it's gonna be like a thing for me. One, I don't have a career to cancel, and two, like I'm very meticulous with the things that I say and do and write. Like if I say it, I mean it.
Yeah,
So it's hold me accountable, sure, but cancel me. Why? Because you're bored. Do something else. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, here's another thing. Like Chick-fil-A, 12 years ago, people weren't going there because they were anti-gay.
Oh yeah, like gay marriage. Yeah.
And like I remember back in the day when I would go to Chick-fil-A, like there was no line. Chick-fil-A, you just go to drive-thru, you order through the box,
and it was just
now it's like almost like In-N-Out where you have to.
You got to stop in Corona if you want to go to the Chick-fil-A in Riverside.
Exactly,
it's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. But everybody was like, "Oh, Chick-fil-A, that place is." I'm not gonna go there because. This is what they support.
I'll never forget that too, because and then this might be the wrong way to think about it, and please correct me. I'll never forget. I went to lunch with my friend Charlene to Chick-fil-A. She didn't order anything. I said, "Hey, did you have breakfast or something?" She's like, "No, I'm just not eating here at Chick-fil-A because they're against gay marriage." I said, "Okay, cool." And then I know she had an iPhone. I was like, those iPhones are built by like slaves, right? Like it's not great. I'm not saying it's cool. I condone it, but I'm saying. It's just weird that you stick up for one thing, but you're like,
you're selective on what you,
and and I think that's what gets me about cancel culture. I would not that anyone's trying to cancel my boy George here, but George is performing at the Ontario Improv June 12th. He put together, I think, a fire lineup, and there was people coming up, a person or people coming. Voicing their displeasure about how it was just an all-male lineup. I don't know if it's 2024. That's just the way it should be. I understand as a minority being Mexican. Yeah, you want to be inclusive, but also what we do is you want to be funny. I would rather be booked because I'm funny versus like, hey, we need a Mexican spot to fill, And so what gets me at the end of the day is, again, that selectiveness, So if people are going after George or whoever putting on all male lineups, that's okay. That's, I guess, good for you.
You better be on social media all day long.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, then you better be going after everyone, including people in your own little circle, because I've seen lineups that they're cool with that they did all male lineups or
Yeah.
all female lineups, or where's the difference? Like if you do an all female lineup, isn't that not inclusive?
Yeah.
Or if you're doing an all Mexican lineup, is that like does that suck for white? Like so, cancel culture to me is confusing because then they'll try to embark on this righteous journey, but then they're being totally like ignorant. Like one, I guess the best joke I could say to sum it up is Louis C.K. is he's like, young kids are great. They're tackling discrimination, not all discrimination, which is a weird thing of discrimination.
Yeah.
That's the best way I could put it. So I'm not afraid to say anything that will get me canceled because, like George said, I don't have a career yet like that. But even when I do, hopefully I have the backing of my community saying he's not that. He just made a joke that you didn't like.
Yeah.
And I would remind people that I have a joke about my wife being jealous, and I have this tag that worked one time, and I'm always trying to make it work again. It never works. But I'm trying to basically say, like, my wife is antagonizing me. She's liking someone else's joke so much. Yeah, I was like, long story short, blah, 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 domestic violence. I had someone come up to me like, that's not funny. Domestic violence is not funny. I'm like, my bad. I get, what do you want me to do? I'm still going to try that joke. So
that way, I feel like you have to have a thick skin. Like either you like the joke or you don't. But it's not something to like.
I think people forget like you can just like go ahead and ignore stuff too. Yeah,
Totally.
it's really cool. I don't think you learn
Block
that
from my feed.
Yeah, I don't think you learn that until you're like 40. Like when people are like, "What's the best part of being 40?" Yeah, just give two shits about nothing. Like it, just like whatever, go along. So, but I will say you've said some shit at the bar,
I
which
totally
I'm like, I wish we had a microphone to put that. So you better get that.
I know my surroundings.
All right, George. Well, we got time for one more topic.
Yeah.
All right, one more, and then after we'll do one more, and then maybe that Mary fuck kill. Yeah.
Topic number 7: real estate agents.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's my topic, but what do you think right off the bat?
Well, we know one.
Who? Oh, Dusty.
If that's who I'm basing this off of, like
No. I'll say this. I think if I'm trying to get canceled right now, I will say real estate agents are the most overpaid profession by far. I can't understand. They make what, 6%?
I think it's about that.
I think those rules are changing.
Thank God. I was very for this, but like before that, if someone sold $1 million home, and let's just say the person we know, just, shows it, open house, how you doing, makes a few calls, posts it online, they make 6%.
Yeah.
And that's fine if you can negotiate that. I think it's the smugness I get from a lot of real estate agents.
100% what I was.
They're just like, oh man, I just, I flipped this house. They wanted to list it at 8 and it sold at 9. I'm like, you did nothing to make that happen. It's like, I guess to me, it's like a drug dealer bragging how much their sales were. Like, I took this crack that people really need and I flipped it for more money. And I'm like, you did nothing special about it. So what's the arrogance about it? But they get like, it's so much money. I guess that's where my rant is coming from.
Nah, I totally get it. Like they're just remodeling the house a little, make it look better.
Make it look, yeah.
That's
Post a little couple pictures
Yeah.
online, and it's just like 6%. Boom. Thanks.
you're just
for-
a social media manager. That's what it sounds like you are.
And it's just, again, it's the smugness of like, I did this, therefore I'm special. I'm like, no, I really believe that people who are real estate agents, they're just people that didn't want to be bartenders. They wanted a more respectable job of like, I have a suit, I have a business card, but what you can do, first of all, you need a license over a weekend.
Yeah.
And I would argue most people can do.
But at the same time, you could argue they're working the system. Like they're like.
Oh no, yeah, maybe we're the dumb ones.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say like maybe we're stupid, like and we should have.
And I'm with you. I'm with you. George, did you pay 6% on the house you bought?
No, because I used a friend.
Yeah, see, and that's the way to do it because And I think it's that I have
It was
so
her first sale, so it
what's his name?
was pretty
It was
willy-nilly.
Dusty.
It was Dusty. And where's this house at? Just
Riverside.
okay.
I have.
Is this Dusty a female?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I
Well, I
knew-
mean, kinda. I don't know. He's kind of gets yelled at one.
You know what's funny is like you said like they just want to be he was
He was-
he was working real estate and bartending at the same time. Like
But I mean, just think about like how weird it would be if your drug dealer friend was just like, dude, my sales this week through the roof. I'm like, oh, what'd you do differently? I'm like, I don't know, just say that I got crack. They're just selling the crack that's legal. They're selling legal, and it's just the smugness, especially again, they're working the system. I have friends that are real estate agents. They're like, I'm going to Cancun for my 40th birthday. I'm like, you fucking, again, good for you. I'm working my shit job as a comedian.
especially the ones that like the real estate agents that sell houses to like celebrities.
Oh yeah, I mean,
How like what did you, whose dick did you suck?
think about
Harvey Weinstein.
like it's just I think about I forget what True TV or E channel, like the mansion ones. But yeah, it's the same thing. It's just like, yeah, we're taking this house for $5 million. We're trying to sell it for $6 million, and I'm like, yeah, that's really the easiest job you have. I'm sure there are things that I'm not thinking about. I'm sure there's things
Maybe we'll
that
have Dusty on one time and he could explain it to us.
I don't know. Do you think he works hard?
No.
You know what? We should be real estate agents. I think that's, again, really, like, we should have. But, like, that's why I think, like, what's the difference between a bartender and a real estate agent? Like, you don't hear Megan talking about her sales. She's just like, yeah, I'm selling poison. Like, there you go. There you go. But Dusty's just like, yeah, I'm trying to flip this.
People always want to drink alcohol. People always want to buy houses.
But one, we give them $1 for pouring our drink, and the other one, 6%.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy when that came down. I don't know if it changes anything.
So is that part of the going back to buying houses? Is that part of your?
I think so,
reason
too.
Not to do it too.
I think so too.
Not to deal with the real estate agent.
Let me just say this: if you're a real estate agent, good for you. You figure out a way to live. You figured out a way to get paid the most without doing a lot, and that's a skill. That's a Kim Kardashian skill. I can finally admit Kim Kardashian's. What was the other subject we pulled about a skill or useless?
Oh yeah.
I
Having
used.
a sex tape is a good.
I mean, marketing. Like, how about this? If Kim Kardashian has a useless skill, it's marketing.
Yeah.
And that's real. I don't know how to fucking do that. I still suck at it. I hate it. She's good at it. I have to give her that.
Her
So
and her mom. Like,
yeah, that's true. Just filming at every fucking moment. Oh my god! But you know, their kids will never have to work again. So I'm just jealous of real estate agents. That's all. At the end of the day. So we did 7 topics. Let's end it. What we want to do is a game that we play at the bar all the time. You probably played it too at your own little parties, your gatherings. Is marry, bang, kill. You gotta marry something, you gotta bang something, you gotta kill something. So, John, the one I have for you today is sports. You and I love sports.
my autism.
It's getting horny. Yeah. What fact do you want to know? Okay. Marry, fuck, kill. Basketball, baseball, football.
I think it's pretty easy for me.
Is it pretty easy? Okay.
I'm marrying football.
Okay. You're marrying football. Okay. That's a good one. I like that. I approve.
Fucking basketball.
Ooh.
And killing baseball.
Ooh. You're it. Okay.
It's just baseball's just too long.
I agree.
I feel like and too many white people too. Let's get some color in there. I just feel like the product is more exciting in those other two.
Okay.
Football, I feel like it turned. Is America's pastime then? It's not baseball anymore.
Right. Now, when you gave me your answers, are you thinking about your teams? Because you're a Bay Area guy.
Yeah.
So you like the Warriors, 49ers, and Giants. So would you still say that's the same?
Yeah, even if it was like, the Niners sucked forever. Like,
no, they're good.
Yeah.
They
Now
can
they're good,
They can
but-
get there.
they can get there. The Warriors were trash, but I always enjoy basketball more than I do baseball. Baseball is just,
They got the most championships
Who?
out of all your teams.
who
The Giants, Warriors, and
recently.
yeah, no.
No.
No?
Warriors have 4. The Giants have 3, but more recent in my lifetime.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, maybe.
It was like in my lifetime because nobody cares about. Before 1990, there was nothing happened.
I mean, I'm a Dodger fan. I still quote 1988, man. So I don't know.
Yeah.
In 2020.
Yeah. Fake ring.
Yeah. No.
What would you do? I feel like you would do baseball. You would flip into one of those.
Yeah, you're right. Football. I love football. I think it's short, sweet, violent. I know what I'm getting. I hope everyone doesn't get CTE, but it's great. I look forward to our Sunday footballs at the bar. Baseball, I think it's too long, but I do enjoy going to games more. Like I love just going to games, hanging out. I love Dodger Stadium. It's just old timey. My dad taking me, stuff like that. I like Angel Stadium. I just like watching baseball, even bad baseball, Angels. And then basketball. I don't know what happened. I was a huge Michael Jordan fan. I think when Kobe Bryant took over, I used to hate Kobe Bryant because he took Michael Jordan's like mantle. So that's why I was like, all right. So even today I can't even tell you who's all in the basketball playoffs. I know the Lakers. I know there's a play-in tournament. I don't know what that is. So I keep enough to talk to you at the bar. I mean, I have to brush up on my autism.
Because like you said, going to a sporting event, my answers would change.
Okay.
So I think baseball is I'd rather go to a baseball game than watch it on TV.
Okay, yeah, same.
So I would marry baseball if it was going to a sporting event.
Oh,
it would be baseball, basketball, and I would kill football.
Oh, yeah, I've never.
To a football game. Here's the reason I don't like going to a football game, especially if it's on a Sunday. I'm missing all the other games.
That is true, and it's like $900 for nosebleeds too.
Sure, I forgot how much we paid less than that. We paid probably like $6. No, it was less than that.
Even that, like
we were like in the second level, but I just feel like a football experience isn't that special.
Yeah. I get it. Okay, yeah, okay. So two different
answers there for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you ever been to a hockey game? I know you didn't say hockey.
I've been to one. It's just not my thing. Too many white people, like you said.
But I think it's the best of all four of them. The hockey game is the best.
What's a sport you could never get into?
A sport I could never get into.
And if it's not NASCAR, I can't. You get it.
It might be NASCAR. I mean, is that a sport?
I mean, I'm sure there's a skill
of turning left.
Yeah. I mean, at high speeds, I can.
I was gonna say like cricket or rugby, just because it's like.
I can get behind that.
I feel like I could get behind it. It's just I've never gotten behind it, just because it's not a big thing here.
Right. Soccer.
Oh, soccer. Like soccer, I'd pick out of all the other sports.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
soccer's my number one.
I would. Soccer's my mistress. How about that? Marry, fuck, kill with mistress. I can't wait for the World Cup. Yeah. I'm spending my kids' college money just to go to. I don't even care who plays.
Yeah. It could be
Palestine versus.
I'm pretty sure Palestine's not going to make the World Cup. I mean, there are more teams qualifying this next round. The USA is playing at SoFi though, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, even though that's a shit parking lot, but yeah,
I've never been. So.
That's how old I am. I won't go to an event if the parking is shit. And SoFi is.
But you still go to Dodger Stadium.
It's not that bad. I don't know. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so I would say football though. Watching football Sundays is.
Yeah, and that's why I picked football. And obviously, fantasy has played a big part in it recently. Everybody plays fantasy football. I still play fantasy baseball. It's not exciting. I don't pay as much attention as I do football.
I had someone try to get me to do fantasy basketball. I'm like, no, absolutely. I don't even know how that would work. And no.
I just don't know enough black people to play fantasy basketball, so never been invited.
All right, John. I think this was a good first episode. George, I want to thank you for manning the ones and twos. Yeah, that's you. John, do you drop your Instagram handle so people can.
It's John Carome 17.
Okay,
not the easiest. It's JONCARROME 17.
Yeah. I'm at the Mike James. I don't think we have any shows coming up. I got one with George, not until June. But hopefully I'll update you guys. Follow me at the Mike James. George, what do you got? What's your handle? What shows you got coming up? People
at George F. Follow me. All my dates are on there. June 12th, Ontario Improv, doing 30 minutes. Come holler at your boy.
Yep, before we leave, it's funny. A year ago, yesterday, it was the first time I saw you perform.
Is it?
I got the memory on my phone then.
Was that good?
That wasn't me. That was George. It was a 7.2.
I hate comedy. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week, maybe 2 weeks on the Boondoggle.